What grade would you give him?
What's the lowest? He played extremely well, kind of rebound effect. I mean, you always have this fear that after the World Championship, you suddenly have some emptiness. But in fact, for him, the first event was extremely successful. The rest of the year has been much more discreet, which is also maybe normal. Everybody treats him differently. He's finding his way. What would I put on a report card? I think needs further improvement is kind of obvious. Must work harder, something like that. Still very strong, and he just needs to find the right connections again.
And so what grade would you give him for the first 6 months?
What's the lowest? No, just so I know my frame. I mean, no, I'm not going to give him an. Is it F or is it Z? I mean, if it's Z and I say F, it's not no sense. Yes.
I mean, it would be F, I think.
I would say only D minus, but Vaikanse is pulling him to D plus maybe or C minus. Sure, it was a very exciting event. One of the things that happened is this Armageddon phase gave us lots of amazing, of course, mistakes, but that's kind of the point. I will highlight a couple of themes. Gukesh won 4 games, lost 4. Circumstances are quite messy. For instance, the last round he played very aggressively to win because he had to catch up somehow. He needed a win and he played for one. The second thing is he made a lot of questionable decisions in his moves. And not in time trouble. He did it in the earlier phase of the game. And that particularly is quite some people criticized. And I think the criticism is fair, some of it at least. The third thing is 2 games he won with Magnus and Arjun, which are really the questionable ones. I'll grant you all that. But then let me turn the same question back to you. How many people in the world can beat Arjun and Magnus from these positions? There are many things to criticize about his play. He was under the same time pressure as them. Second, if Hikaru or Magnus had escaped from some of these positions, we just say, but they're very strong. Same logic has to apply here. I'm sort of conflicted. On the one hand, I feel that we can't just say he played a great tournament because he finished on 50%. Also, the fact that you have such defensive skills doesn't mean you should be depending on them all the time. For instance, most countries have armies in order not to use them all the time. So it's that kind of balance. You don't want to depend too much on these skills. But you have to say he was very, very resourceful. And if he starts to work on some of the problems that have turned up here, then he will have less problems to deal with in the future and then everything goes better. I think he still needs to catch up with at least the most experienced ones. Fabi, Magnus, Hikaru, no question. But everyone acknowledges that he's, I wanted to say 18, he's already 19. He has a lot of scope for improvement. I think I will go up to B. He deserved a D, but he got a lot of answers correct somehow. That's a B. Given that he survived and based on his points, I would give him a B. Yeah, I think that's fair.